This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
So, may I come in?
Please come in. Nishant,
Yes, sir.
please sit down. Take a seat.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Nishant, you were working as an intern with the InMobi. What is this InMobi organization? And that only for 5 months?
Yes, sir. It's part of the college curriculum, the 6-month internship.
All right.
Yeah, yes, sir. InMobi is a mobile advertising company. It's now one of the unicorn startups of India.
What exactly does it do, this company?
So the company is a mobile advertising company.
No, that I understand. Yeah. You said it's a startup kind of, it has become a unicorn now. So what is, it has become unicorn, you said, no? So what does it do? क्या करता है ये? What are its operations?
Sir, it displays ads on the on mobile applications.
All right. You did your MSc,
Yes, sir.
chemistry,
Yes, sir.
from BITS Pilani, which is a very fine institution. But you are taking geography as your option after doing your masters in chemistry, and then you attend your bachelor's of engineering in chemical engineering. That too from BITS Pilani. Then why
Yes.
do you take geography?
Sir, I knew that this could take some time for me, so I wanted something new that I could sustain for at least 2-3 years. Yes, sir, that was my primary reason to find a new subject that I could start from fresh.
I'm unable to understand. So why geography? Why not history then?
What I did was I studied a little bit of all subjects. Geography particularly stuck to me because from what I studied in the beginning, it was a very scientific subject. There was especially in physical geography, there was a lot of discussion on various climatic forces as well as radiations, longitudes.
So you thought that with your science background, geography is a better subject. It has got some kind of synergy.
Yes, sir. That's what I believe. Yes, sir.
Your mother's name is Saraswati Devi.
Yes.
Tell me about Saraswati River.
It's now believed to be a paleo river. Earlier, people used to believe that it's merely a mythical river, but now it is believed that it was part of the Ghaggar-Hakra paleo channel, which flowed southwards, westwards towards Rajasthan and Gujarat from the Himalayas.
So, well, there is a concept called Sapta Sindhu, and it has got reference in Rig Veda as well as in Zend-Avesta. What is meant by Sapta Sindhu?
So, it's a Sanskrit term which means 7 rivers.
All right.
So,
And in Zend-Avesta, the Hafta Hindu. Instead of S, they pronounce Ha.
yes, sir.
That's why anybody living on this side of the river Sindhu was not a Hindu.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes, sir.
right. So, what is this 7 rivers? So, what are these 7 rivers?
Sir, these are the Indus River and its tributaries.
क्या हैं?
Sir, we have the primary Indus River. Its tributaries include Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, and Satluj.
Okay. So, कुल total कितनी 5 हुई तो पंजाब?
Yes, sir.
But so we call it Sapta Sindhu.
Yes,
so
sir.
there must be 7 rivers.
Yes,
so
sir.
where are other 2 rivers?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure, but I can venture a guess.
Sure.
So, I think I failed to mention the river Beas, as well as I think they included river Saraswati in that as well.
No, but Vyas was part of those 5 rivers. Huh?
Yes, sir. Sir, Beas, including Beas, it makes 6 rivers, the river Indus and its 5 tributaries. And the 7th river might be the Saraswati river.
All right. Okay. My last question, what is the biggest challenge before our country today?
So the biggest challenge I believe is the management of the human resource.
All right.
We
Why do you
have-
say that?
We have a growing population, but similarly, we have not invested proportionately in its development. So we are lagging behind in terms of nutritional outcomes. Our people are not very healthy. This is both
So
due to
what should we do? We have got plethora of scheme.
yes sir.
आंगनवाड़ी है हमारे पास, उसके बाद पोषण स्कीम है for the nutrition. We have got school education, free education, whole lot of schemes are there, and now education is right also,
Yes sir.
the right to education. So in spite of all that, why we have not been able to make our population really employable, purposefully employable? As you said, I agree with you that the capacity building is the biggest challenge. But what can we do? Why we are failing in that?
Sir, my view it coincides with what the national education policy states as well, which is the importance of vocational training. So and it must run in conjunction with promotion to industrial development.
But
So-
you know, we started this business called Skill India.
Yes sir.
We started in 2014-15. क्या हुआ अब तक? What are the results? Do you really think that we have been able to impart skills as required by the industry, and it has further given impetus to industrialization or manufacturing or make in India? Has that really happened?
Sir, I believe it's a long-term project. It's a project with a long gestational period.
No, that's
So-
fine. हो सकता है, maybe it will take about 20 years, but some green shoots तो देखने चाहिए ना, trend तो देखना चाहिए. Do you think there are good trends which indicate that yes, large number of people are getting skilled in profession which is required by the industry or by the employer?
Sir, I think so, yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll request my colleague to take over.
What is the exact meaning of your name, Nishant?
Sir, my name is a combination of two Sanskrit words, which are Nisha, which means night, and Ant, which means end. So literally, it means the end of night or morning. Metaphorically, night also means a period of suffering. So metaphorically, it also means end of suffering or emergence of peace.
Okay, good. I can see you belong to Delhi, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a very unique question. Can you define a typical Delhi wala? Some special feature which a Delhi wala possesses? Some positive, some negative.
Sir, I believe lot of our identity also comes from how people outside of Delhi describe us. So it's hard for me to state from my own how people from Delhi differ in temperament from other people. But I would say that I've usually found people from Delhi to be more resourceful and resilient to adversity. In terms of negative, I've heard from people outside of Delhi that they find people from Delhi very abrasive and aggressive.
Anyway. Well, why civil services? Why not any other profession?
Sir, what I believe is that a person truly develops only when he bears some sort of responsibility. Civil services is one of the few avenues that are available to me that would bestow on me a heavy responsibility at a younger age. So that is my primary reason, that by bearing such a heavy responsibility, I would also improve myself so that I can also improve the life of people around me as well as society at large. One of the next major reason for me is that it's essentially a generalist position. So a specialist position, it's essentially requires a sacrifice of other talents. So a specialist is good at only one thing. He must sacrifice everything else to be good at one thing only. So a generalist position also appeals to me because it will simultaneously allow me to cultivate many of my qualities.
Okay, good.
You are from Delhi.
Yes, sir.
and a student of geography.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me in which seismic zone is Delhi situated?
So Delhi is situated in the second highest seismic zone, which is the zone 4.
Zone 4.
Yes, sir.
Any particular reason why Delhi is in zone 4? It is far off from Himalayan, which is more seismically sensitive area. Delhi is in the plains. So why is it in zone 4?
So Delhi is not that far from the seismic zone of Himalayas.
But if you see the seismic map, there is a specific bump towards the southwest. Any particular reason for that? It's right there where Delhi is situated.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. So is it only because why is the area seismologically active?
So the major reason is that it is situated close to the boundary of tectonic plates.
Tectonic plate. And there are intra-plate earthquakes also.
Yes, sir.
And why do they happen?
Sir?
Why do the intra-plate earthquakes happen?
So some are due to hotspot activity, hotspot volcanic activity.
Okay.
Some are also due to anthropogenic activities such as building of heavy reservoirs, and it disturbs the isostatic balance.
Fault. What is a fault? Is Delhi situated over a fault zone?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Anyway, so yesterday or maybe in last 2-3 days, new parliament building, is in the news. Central Vista is coming up, and they have said that it is earthquake resistant. So what does that mean, earthquake resistant?
Sir, I'm not aware of the technical details, but it means that it is able to resist earthquakes up to a certain magnitude on the Richter scale.
Delhi is in zone 4. To how much is vulnerable? To what magnitude? It is vulnerable. What magnitude of earthquakes?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay. Any technology that you know of how they make earthquake resistance? As an engineer, what can you think of? What could be the factors to make buildings earthquake resistant?
So first of all, it's the use of resistant building material. For example,
very right.
Japan uses wood instead of concrete.
Okay.
There are techniques to shield the base of the building by use of rubber and steel bumper plates, which ensures that the building sways along with the
shock absorber. You can
yes,
say.
sir.
Very right. So talking about the new parliament building, any idea how much is the capacity?
No, sir, I don't recall. Sorry.
Okay. It is said, you go to the Central Vista site, it is said that, the capacity is taking into account the potential expansion. Do you think that Lok Sabha should be expanded, or representation, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha both should be expanded?
Yes, sir, I do believe that, because the projection says that India's population is, even though our fertility rate has gone below replacement, because we have such a huge population of young people, our population is expected to continue to grow for some time.
So why hasn't it been expanded? There has been a freeze, right? Are you aware of it?
Yes, sir.
Why the freeze was put?
Sorry, sir, I don't recall.
Okay. So what is the provision regarding representation? Which article talks about representation or delimitation or expansion of political representation?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
Okay. There is a said that the one article says that to the extent possible, everyone should have equal representation. The constituency should be so divided. So do you see any challenge going forward when the expansion, the constitution says that after 2026, the first census, seats should be increased. Do you see any challenge, political challenge, when this exercise is undertaken?
Sir, one challenge I would foresee is that already several states are protesting that they are effectively being punished due to their effective population control policies.
Very right.
So that could be a debate here as well.
So how should the government handle this? Say states which have seen a relatively lower population growth since 1970s, they will not agree to this. They will say that our political representation or our influence at the union level is being reduced, and it will used for political mobilization also. So how do you think that what should be the ideal approach so that there is consensus in this?
Sir, one way could be that similar to the Finance Commission approach, we can introduce other parameters as well, which one of the parameter there was performance in population control policy, the performance of the population control policy. So,
No, because the fundamental thing is Parliament says that the constituencies should be so divided, the constitution says that constituencies should be so divided that the representation is uniform across constituencies. So, if Tamil Nadu has lower population and UP has very higher population, obviously UP will see a big jump, Tamil Nadu will see a very low jump. They'll argue that we are being discriminated for our prudent policies. That's the problem. So, the other parameter is, you can say that other parameters can be introduced, but the fundamental thing is the constitution says so.
yes, sir. Sir, in any case, we are a union of states.
Okay.
So, it's the fundamental premise of democracy that that people make up the country. So, I don't see any other way that states with larger population will continue to enjoy more political leverage.
Okay, okay. Earlier in one of the questions sir had asked you, and you talked about why you opt for geography optional. So you said about climate and radiation. Do you see any natural causes for climate change?
Yes, sir, there are natural causes for climate change because climate has changed multiple times in the past. So we have seen ice ages.
What are the causes? What are the reasons for natural?
So one of the causes that Earth orbit is it's not constant around the sun. It changes with time. The tilt of the Earth's rotation, it also changes with time. So that changes what kind of radiation we are getting.
So orbital mechanics, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's all from my side. I'll pass on to the next panel member.
Nishant,
Yes, sir.
you're a peace bringer, the morning person. So, if at all you are posted as an IFS, what qualities do you think can help you bring in global peace or work towards global peace, the situation we are seeing currently? How can you contribute to it?
Sir, I believe that the only way forward towards all the global conflicts is a diplomatic approach. It's to bring both parties to the table. So India has the advantage that we have not been historically leaning toward any one side. We have been a fairly neutral country. So
What do you mean by fairly neutral?
there has been some sway. We move towards our interest, but that does not mean that we completely forego the other side or we refuse to interact with anyone on the world stage.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your last one.
India has the advantage that it is trusted on the international platform. So I can use that to make sure that that we can mediate between countries who are embroiled in conflict.
India itself is involved in various border issues. Kashmir issue is there. Then we have issues with new border issues with Nepal as well.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how do we handle that before going broadly to the global stage?
Sir, I would respectfully say that we cannot wait until all our border problems are resolved before we jump into bigger challenges. These are historical problems that have continued to trouble us for some time.
Okay, let me narrow down my question. If I ask you to amend India's foreign policy so that it can influence global peace, we can work better towards it. What would that one change be?
Sir, I believe that in contrast with China, who has a lot of muscle and money power, our advantage lies in that we have a very well-trained and professional foreign service. So we can help other countries in negotiations.
Give me one change.
Sorry, sir, nothing's coming to mind.
Okay. Nishant, you have chemistry background, right?
Yes, sir.
You are a chemical engineer, then you have done MSc. Then how come you end up interning in a mobile advertisement firm?
Sir, I was looking for a change, and it was also a matter of the opportunities that were available to me.
So, you have done your schooling from Delhi, you have done your chemical engineering from Rajasthan and MSc also. Then you went on to marketing firm, then you went on to take your optional geography in UPSC, altogether new field. So isn't that too much change you are seeking? Isn't that a sign of inconsistency, so as to say?
Sir, I would beg to differ again because the internship part it was around 5 to 6 months to see whether I would be a good fit in corporate India. I have stuck with this civil service preparation for at least 4 years now, and I have faced many adversities. I had second thoughts whether I should pursue other options, but I think I don't think that my behavior would indicate that I am a very flighty person.
Okay, got your point. You have geography as your optional and you are from Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 2 reasons as a geography student that why Delhi has been the central part of the country, the capital.
Sir, Delhi has historically been the gateway to the northern plains of India, which are the most fertile lands in almost all of the world. Okay. So that has been one reason why Delhi has been historically a political center.
One. Other one?
Sorry, sir, nothing else coming to mind.
Okay. How does La Nina impact Indian monsoon?
So La Nina is a atmospheric oceanic interaction phenomena which takes place in the Pacific Ocean, Southern Pacific Ocean. It increases the strength of the monsoon winds for India. So in La Nina years, we see heavier than normal rainfall in India, which can also result in floods as well.
Okay, something positive to take out from it?
Sir, it can be positive or a negative. If it's a moderate increase, it benefits our agriculture sector, but too much also can lead to floods.
Okay, and what is double dip La Nina?
Sir, the La Nina and El Nino phenomena, they occur in consecutive manner. So
sure.
Usually, yes, sir. Sometimes we see consecutive La Nina phenomena, which I believe is called the double dip La Nina.
Okay. Last question from my side, that you are from Delhi and there has been this perpetuating issue of pollution. So regarding that, what Delhi government is doing, and is it the responsibility of Delhi itself?
To some extent, sir, it's the responsibility of Delhi. But there are several external factors, some of which are also natural factor, because in the winter months, Delhi and almost all of northern India is under a high pressure zone. So it's very difficult for pollutants to disperse into the upper atmosphere. So pollutants tend to accumulate near the ground level. So there's a geographical cause for this as well. We have also seen stubble burning in neighboring states, which adds to the particulate matter burden of Delhi. But Delhi is also at fault because a large portion of pollutants are from transportation and vehicles. So that responsibility.
Only transportation?
No, sir.
I think that has largely reduced because of the peripheral highways introduced by the center. I think 4 or 5 years back. The pollution percentage by the transport.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the latest data on this.
Are you aware that it is also the problem of pollution is also available or also present in Agra, Lucknow, or let's say Haryana? Then why only Delhi?
So the problem of pollution is present all the way from Karachi to Dhaka. All the whole belt.
What can Delhi do if at all? Let's say the government itself does its best. Still, the pollution. Do you think that the pollution can be controlled?
Yes, sir, it can be, but it will take massive efforts. One of the reason is the impingement of dust particles which are present on the road. So it's not just vehicular emission; it's the dust particles which are volatilized by the movement of a vehicle on the roads.
Okay, got your point. Thank you.